Hey, Kathy.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great. So, my name is Kathy Chimento. I'm the executive director of the Results Foundation. I've been with just Results since 2009 in various roles, but really stepped into the role in the foundation in 2017. I left for a while to stay home with my kids, and then I came back in 2024. And I guess, coming back into the workforce, I always knew I wanted to come back to Results. So when that position opened back up, it was kind of a no-brainer to come back. It was like coming home. And so the foundation, it's kind of taken shape. It took a few years to really, figure out like where we can make the most impact. Initially, we started out with scholarships through the University of Minnesota, which are actually still going strong today. And we've had several students, from freshmen to seniors, so we've been able to see them through and provide scholarships to them. But then over the years, we've taken a look at, what else can we do with the foundation? It's really, we want this to grow. And again, just give back to various causes within our community. So we looked at what our agents were supporting and what they were involved in, what they cared about. And, we partnered with them to support causes that they cared about. And then we kind of shifted, I believe it was in 2021, and we just created our more, I guess, core pillars. So today we have 3 grant programs. It's housing, community engagement, and volunteers. So with our housing grants, we really try to focus and partner with organizations who are providing transitional and affordable housing for people within our communities, and really also just providing those wraparound services to make sure that, like now that we got you in stable housing, we want to make sure that in every piece of your life, you're covered, whether that's finances, family assistance, any other kind of education, things like that, to just really give them a full wraparound support system. With our community engagement grants, that is geared towards, again, our agents and helping support organizations that they are passionate about. And then volunteer grants is exactly what it is. It allows us to roll up our sleeves and go into the communities and provide that hands-on support and immediate support where it's needed.
I think one of the biggest advantages that I see with Results Foundation is definitely you have a giant audience to activate kind of immediately with the agents who are, in my opinion, a lot of the best real estate agents out there are always looking for ways to get more involved in their community, ways to give back. A lot of that is very much the more you give, the more you get. How have you been able to see the agents activate around Results Foundation?
Agents get involved in a couple different ways. One, of course, would be financially. A lot of our agents choose to donate a portion of each transaction to the foundation, and that's what allows us to do the work that we do. The nice thing about Results is that we all kind of have the same mind, right? It's, if we are in a position to give, we will give. And so I think it helps a lot that that's the culture that's been created here at Results. And so that financial giving is what really allows us to invest in the organizations within our communities. But then the other way that they help, of course, is volunteering and attending events. As a director, I try to provide, a variety of ways that people can get involved. And so when we volunteer, it's, making blankets. We bring them into the office. We make blankets, pack dental packs, and then we provide those directly to organizations. But then, we'll also go to a building and we'll pull weeds or paint or, help do some beautification projects. And if that's not someone's thing, not swinging hammers or being crafty, they can come to our events. And, like you mentioned, the golf tournament, we tried something new the last couple of years, and we did pickleball because that's been picking up steam. So that's a good time. We've done a gala in the past. We're actually going to a Twins game this coming Sunday, so that'll be fun. Just another little fundraiser to raise awareness for the foundation, what we do, just bring different people together. And So I really try to, again, give a variety of ways that agents can become involved, and we also want to support what they do. So it's a give and take. It's a two-way street here.
So how are you, kind of from the director's seat, activating on that, getting ahead of what your agents are going to want to do and providing those opportunities?
I mean, I try to listen to what people want, right? And listen to what the agents want, what they want to do, where we seem to get the most engagement, and that's what I run with. And so, I like to try a few things here and there, but it's really ultimately, having those one-on-one conversations with agents. And sometimes it's not even necessarily me, but it's, our executive team going out, meeting with agents and letting me know like what they're hearing when they're meeting with people, our marketing team, IT, whoever, whenever they're having conversations with agents, these conversations just naturally come up. And then, if there's something that, makes sense to bring to me, then they will. And we figure out how to, really do what we think is what the agents want. It's really all about listening from the director's side and doing what we can do with what we have. I am a team of one, but luckily, I have an extension of me with the marketing team, the executive team. Everybody's kind of all hands on deck when it comes to the foundation.
We at Nautilent know the marketing team really well, and we also know a lot of the work that they're doing. But what it makes me think about is how every little bit counts, right? It's difficult to be able to allocate full marketing resources to a foundation, but when you've got a team and they can set aside the time and do the bandwidth, and the same with the executive leaders, when they're able to give a few hours a month from, like you said, from insights from their conversations, it seems like they're kind of just providing you with all of the ingredients. And then, I'm not trying to downplay it, then you just have to create really great events that a lot of people come to and that they have a really good time at, which is the easy part, I'm sure.
Yeah. Although I am the only employee dedicated to the foundation, they do also dedicate, pieces of their time when they can to help me and make sure that it's a success, because ultimately the foundation is for results, and for results to be able to give back to the communities and many other things on their plate. They do find a way to, carve some time out and help me with what I need to.
Tell me a little bit more about the impact. I mean, literally, like, what are we doing when we're doing this work, when you're doing these events and the agents are giving? What does that impact look like?
The golf tournament is our signature fundraiser. We've been doing it since 2017. We've moved to a couple different courses. We started at Rush Creek. We outgrew that space and moved to Bunker Hills and held it there for quite some time. And now we have moved over to Prestwick out in Woodbury. And it's a beautiful course. Part of the reason why I decided to move it was to engage a new group of agents. We just had an acquisition over in Wisconsin, and so I wanted to make the golf tournament more accessible. Last year, we raised a little over $100,000 from our golf tournament, and that was through registrations, sponsorships, silent auction, live auction, just general giving during the day. So it was a huge success last year, which was great because we were celebrating 10 years of giving last year. And, I think this year we will be, sitting in a pretty successful spot too. I mean, we have great numbers coming in for golfers. We have awesome sponsors like Nautilent. I will mention Nautilent has been a great partner, especially when it comes to creating unique experiences. As a putting green sponsor this year, I haven't had anybody come up to me and ask, like, what else can we do? I just want to engage the golfers and the agents and just make it a fun experience. And so, we have something fun coming for the golf tournament, and that's thanks to your partnership. So yeah, I'm excited for that. The result of the golf tournament and the funds that are raised there, it really goes into boosting our grant programs. And those grant programs, like I said, housing, community engagement, and volunteer, we wouldn't be able to do what we, the numbers that we can without the fundraising that happens at the golf tournament. And last year, we officially met a big milestone of contributing over $1 million back into our communities, since it's only been 10 years, So the more people we can engage, the more agents that come on board to help it's just that collective, right? That's really helping us boost our communities.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you from our view, it's really gratitude, because you're giving us an opportunity to support, right? I think we work in real estate, we work in software. We are so much more sort of removed from that transactional process in the communities where our technology is being used. And so when we are given the opportunity to be able to come in and have that direct impact, that's an opportunity for us. And then just knowing what the impact has been over the past 10 years between scholarships, between cleanups, between opportunities to give, again, we get to be a part of that. And I know everyone on our team feels a sense of pride in that. So last year, what one of my favorite parts was just watching all of the different characters, literally dressed up, golf carting around, some swerving a little bit more than others to avoid trees. But that's the fun of the day, I think, is like it's so much more than just going out and playing 18 holes. And it looks like that this is a direct result of the company culture that has been created, that is instilled in your agents, that again has lasting effects in the community. So Kathy, definitely thank you for giving us that opportunity.
We are just plugging away with the golf tournament, August 18th at Prestwick Golf Course in Woodbury. We only have a few foursomes left, I think maybe 3 or 4 left. So we are almost to sold out. And I'm just very excited for a fun day. We have a great group of people who come and make it fun. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, there's no way other tournaments are as fun as ours. And I think it's because of the people and our partners, sponsors like Nautilent. You guys make it possible. So I just really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to a great day.
Kathy, thank you for being our guinea pig on our first recording.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, Kathy.